world is starting to wake up to all this bullshit. Now, y'all heard what that man said. They be beating this girl up after the whistle, bruh. Beating her up, man. And all y'all want to do is tell us, we casual fans, we don't know basketball. This is a physical sport. Man, ain't no physical sport. It's hate and jealousy, bruh. And they be beating that girl up, man. And the WNBA allow this shit, bruh. But like he said, the world's biggest star. But let me guess. He buck dancing. He glazing. He tap dancing. He a coon. Come on, bruh. The world is starting to wake up.
The WNBA just turned into a reality show. And guess who's the unwilling star? Caitlin Clark's getting tackled like it's WWE, while the media's out here playing PR lifeguard. Is it protection or projection? Grab your popcorn, because what's happening on that court is messier than a Kardashian group chat.
But with all that being said, the WNBA referees has been having issues with getting these calls right when it comes to Caitlin Clark and the Fever, bruh. And I'm telling you, we have another case of that. And shout out to all the fans that, put these TikToks together, put these videos together, kind of, breaking down everything that has happened with the WNBA referees, because we have another game and we have another situation where WNBA referees fail to make the right calls against Caitlin Clark and the Fever. But then people want to get mad when Sophie Cunningham pretty much did what she did. The
WNBA was supposed to be about basketball, dribbling, shooting, teamwork, all that good stuff. But now, it's starting to feel like an underground fight club with a referee who wandered in from a tea party.
Man, they need to start finding these women, bruh. Finding them, suspending them, and make an example out of somebody, bruh. We ain't gonna tolerate this shit, homie. We not gonna be tolerating this shit right here. What's that guy's name that's getting ready to come to the NBA? The white dude? I can't think of his name right now. The rookie that's going to Dallas. I guarantee you, man, they is not gonna be letting that dude get treated like Caitlin Clark, bruh. And all the men in the WNBA ain't gonna be jealous and shit neither, bruh. We know what we see, bruh. The problem is this, man. A lot of people don't like Caitlin Clark, bro. They just hate the girl so much, man, that they just can't even when the truth is staring them in their face, they chose to go the other way, bruh. Now, that's what you call hate.
And right in the middle of this bizarre circus is Caitlin Clark, who apparently made the fatal mistake of being good. Very good. Like, how dare she be talented and marketable good? Because every time Caitlin steps on the court, it's less of a basketball game and more of a high-stakes episode of Survivor.
I can relate to that young lady. I know what it's like to be hated. I know what it's like to be a black woman and hated because of my skin color. Yeah. I can't imagine this young lady. I don't want to use hate, but despise. And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Mm-hmm. Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't true.
Right.
And Angel.
So you think that was dirty by Caitlin Clark? Let's start there. You think that was dirty by Caitlin Clark?
It don't matter. It was basketball. It don't matter if it was dirty or not. It was bad. I mean, we seen intentional dirty plays in both leagues. It don't even matter if it was dirty or not. It was a foul. She stopped a layup.
It was a foul. It was a good hard foul, and Caitlin wasn't even wrong for going to defend her teammate because it was some good hard fouling going on. Mm-hmm. That's it to me.
Except the other contestants aren't trying to outwit or outplay her. Nope, they're just skipping straight to out-clothesline her. Elbows, shoves, cheap shots that would make a WWE villain blush. Caitlin's highlight reel is slowly becoming a documentary titled How Not to Make Friends in the WNBA. And while the fouls keep flying, the league seems to be running on a new motto. If you can't stop her shot, stop her circulation. The officials, they've apparently adopted the close your eyes and pretend it's a yoga session strategy. It's not that the whistles are swallowed, it's like they were never issued. Caitlin could be tackled midair, and the ref's still checking their nails like it's spa day.
Why is this happening? And I went back and I was thinking, the Caitlin Clark phenomenon is one that I got wrong. I never really thought that Caitlin Clark would make the difference that she has in college basketball or in the WNBA. There are, the WNBA opening game for Caitlin Clark set all-time records. There are millions of people that never cared about the WNBA at all, that now care because Caitlin Clark is in the WNBA?
Dominated by black women in a black league that they want to mirror the NBA. But unfortunately, them white girls, they got an extra, they got an extra 3-point finger or something. Because this girl has done 565 games. She only played 45 games, and she's one away from tying the WNBA record. WNBA record. This is her second season.
But wait, just when it felt like the league had tossed her into the lion's den with a handwritten good luck note, here comes the media. And not just the usual suspects. This is full-scale DEFCON 1 coverage. Suddenly, Caitlin's become the basketball equivalent of a national monument. The same folks who usually argue over traffic lights are now breaking down slow-mo replays of her being hip-checked like it's the Zapruder film. They've got telestrators, sound effects, outrage dialed up to 11, and somehow it's still not enough. Commentators are practically writing sonnets about sportsmanship, while side-eyeing anyone who thinks giving Caitlin a concussion is some kind of welcome to the league initiation ritual. Because apparently, when you draw a crowd and sell jerseys, you earn the luxury of basic human decency. Imagine that.
Referees ain't gonna do it. Somebody got to do something, right? But let's head on over to X right now. Pull up this footage, man.
Obviously being fouled. Right in the first quarter, Caitlin Clark obviously being fouled. The refs don't call it.
And it's crazy because let me go back there. Because the referee's literally right there. Like, bro, you're right there.
Of course, some fans aren't thrilled. No, they're absolutely livid. Because to them, this isn't about fair play. It's about special treatment. You know, like not being assaulted during a layup is now considered VIP status. These same people will scream about equality until someone points out that maybe, just maybe, it's not normal to body slam a rookie because she made a three-pointer. Suddenly, silence. But let's be clear, this isn't about jealousy. It's definitely not bitterness. It's definitely not the fact that Caitlin Clark's jersey sales are causing economic earthquakes. No, they just really care about the game. They care so much about the game that they're willing to completely ignore the rules of it, as long as it means knocking down the person bringing all the attention to it.
And all the videos that everyone on social media has me watching, a lot of clips from the WNBA right now too, and it's absolutely crazy to me to see the types of fouls and the lack of calls that are having on them from these refs that the players are doing. They're just straight hacking each other. And like, we wouldn't even allow that like at our kids' games that we go to watch, let alone in the NBA. And it's just wild to me that you have somebody that took stadiums which only had like 7,000 people in them to attend live games to completely packed and tripling the ticket prices. And
then there's the hilarious double standard. When anyone else gets fouled hard, it's part of the game. When Caitlin gets knocked sideways like she's in a car accident, it's teaching her a lesson. What lesson exactly? That talent should be punished? That drawing fans is a sin? Or that it's okay to go full Mortal Kombat as long as the cameras aren't rolling? It's weird how the same league that's been begging for ratings is now upset that someone actually brought them. Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive. She pulled up with fireworks, confetti, and a marching band. And instead of rolling out the red carpet, some of her peers decided to lay down tripwires. Nothing says welcome like a forearm to the throat, right?
Oh, you've been watching the WNBA, you've been watching women's basketball. You have a daughter who's currently playing college basketball for a very long time. So let's start with the most important question of the day. Glad y'all are here for this one. Are you worried about Caitlin Clark long term?
No, I am not. Every great athlete goes through this, particularly great athletes who are breaking barriers. And I think that Caitlin Clark is doing exactly that. And so I watched Steph Curry go through this. Okay, so it was ankle issues at the beginning of his career, raised some questions. He had to find a solution and fight his way through it. He wasn't getting beat up, but he was having physical issues.
But here's the kicker. Despite all the nonsense, all the bruises, and all the whispered locker room shade, Caitlin keeps showing up, keeps scoring, keeps passing, keeps not retaliating, which frankly is infuriating for people hoping she'd lose her cool and throw a folding chair. Sorry to disappoint, she's not here for the drama, she's here to play. And maybe that's the real threat. Not her three-point range, not her court vision, but her ability to stay composed while being treated like a piñata at a birthday party full of sore losers. Turns out, confidence wrapped in humility is a dangerous cocktail, and Caitlin's serving it with a side of 30 points a night.
The Caitlin Clark effect continues to go wild. We are witnessing a cultural force that has not been seen since Tiger Woods. Let's talk about the effect her teammate has gotten over the last couple weeks. Sophie Cunningham defended her Fever teammate last week in a scuffle against the Mercury, in response to what many people would consider a bit more hazing than usual for Caitlin Clark over the last year and a half. Next, let's look at the top followed WNBA athletes in the league right now. Just in the last week since she defended her teammate, she has now gained over 1 million followers collectively. By the end of this week, she'll probably be top 4. Now, we don't have official figures for TikTok, but she is at 1.3 million followers on TikTok now.
So while the media scrambles to play defense for her and the league tries to figure out if enforcing rules is even trendy anymore, Caitlin just keeps adding receipts. Every shove, every dirty play, every eye roll caught on camera, it's all going in the scrapbook titled Reasons You Lost. And she's going to sign it in Sharpie when she drops 40 in the playoffs. Because if there's one thing we've learned, it's that you can foul her, mock her, even try to erase her, but you can't ignore her. Not when she's the one turning your empty arenas into sold-out theaters. Not when she's doing more for the WNBA in a season than some have done in a decade. In the end, Caitlin Clark doesn't need a media shield. She's already got the best protection, a scoreboard, a spotlight, and a fan base bigger than the league's excuses.